What's up, chat? Oh, yeah, we're back. We're back with another one. We're back with another video. How exciting! Isn't that cool? Wow. So many videos recently, which is, awesome, because I know recently you guys have been kind of starved for content. I know there's not a lot of stuff to watch on YouTube, and so it's always a big fat bummer when I don't upload, because what am I gonna watch even? There's not a lot. There's not a lot to watch anymore. Oh wow, I can't even... Are there other creators on this platform? I wouldn't know, but that's only a joke. Of course I would know there are other performers and creators on this platform, okay? I do spend 8 hours a day watching YouTube like it's my job. It's not. And, I mainly just watch YouTube while I'm gaming, so whatever. But today, I actually think I have an idea of what I want to talk about, and we're going back to the topic of movie criticism, and I'm going to talk about the Amazing Spider-Mans. The Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man's movies, because I recently did a rewatch of them, and I'm coming to a very similar conclusion I had with the Mario movie, and about a bunch of people who review these movies that I just don't, you know what? I'm just over it. Because I remember when the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies were coming out. We saw the first one in theaters, but here's a funny theater experience. The entire projector ended up kind of like crashing. So when I was watching this movie in theaters, the whole theater kind of had to sit through moments where there should have been pictures on screen, but it was a black screen. And then we all had to sit around and wait 30 minutes in the movie theater after the movie started because they had to pause it and fix the projector. So I had a pretty crazy time seeing this movie the first time I saw it. And I was a kid, These came out in the, I think, early 2010s. So, my critical thinking brain hadn't really developed around movies. I had a fun time watching it. I'm okay with the lizard. I like the lizard. I like the lizard as a villain. Pretty cool. They're pretty cool movies. The problem that I have with the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and I brought up earlier my review on people reviewing Mario, is I just feel like the hate that these movies got was poorly directed. Do you guys have nothing better to do but complain? That's my thought. That's my kind of general thought about people whining about these movies, because, Andrew Garfield's, American accent, apparently to other people, isn't all that great. I think it's fine. I think, by and large, for the most part, it's so funny. I've heard people criticize Benedict Cumberbatch's English or American accent. I've heard people criticize Andrew Garfield's American accent. I don't know, guys. I think you're crazy. I think they're fine. I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good American accents, to be honest. But a lot of people like complaining about it. And honestly, I think it's just kind of a bit of discrimination towards our British friends, which, hey, I get that. I get that. I understand why you would want to ostracize the British and the English. It only makes sense. But, no. So for those of you who are kind of unaware with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, not that I expect a lot of you would be. If you clicked on this, you probably know about the Andrew Garfield movies. You know what? They're fine. Fuck you. Okay? Because there are a lot of people who spend an obscene amount of time just, hating on these movies. And you know what? Totally unnecessary. They're not even making them anymore. Great job, bud. You got Andrew Garfield fired from being Spider-Man, so you could just turn around and complain about when Tom Holland did it. Okay? Oh my god! Can these people shut up? No, they can't. They just need to come on the internet and be like, oh no! Spider-Man wasn't as good as I wanted it to be! Here are all the plot holes! None of the characters make any sense! Bro, you're watching a movie where a guy gets bit by a radioactive spider and doesn't die, but instead develops the ability to react super fast, climb up walls, and punch things really hard. Maybe we care less about realism in some settings. Just a thought. Just a thought, right? Because, you know, that's what this, I mean, don't get me wrong, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and, quite frankly, The Amazing Spider-Man, like, do both of these movies have problems? Yeah. No, good job. Good job. You figured out a problem with the movie. But, to be real, and I don't know, I know that I'm being very vapid with my criticism, right, when it comes to stuff like this, but I really think schlock movies are just schlock movies, guys. And, you know, you're gonna spend all this time and energy being so disappointed. Oh, no, it's so upsetting. I don't know. Watch something else, man. Go watch the 90s cartoon for the millionth time. Go rewatch the Sam Raimi trilogy, like, you know, because at the end of the day, too, it's just like, one, it's so hard to get a movie made, right? Do you know that? I don't think that a lot of the people who criticize, like, movies have ever tried to make a movie, which is insulting because, you know what? Go try to be a PA for a week, dude on YouTube crying about the new Spider-Man movie, right? No, but okay, so this got kind of off topic, but let's go back. So, Andrew Garfield, they put Spider-Man's parents in the movie, which was admittedly a weird decision, and I don't care. And that takes away from it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Honestly, like, these movies aren't very good at the end of the day, but I'm just sick of people complaining about them. And, you know, that's probably because my feed is just, like, diseased. I watch Spider-Man content way too much. Way too much. So YouTube knows that I want to watch people complain about these movies. So I guess it's kind of funny in the sense that I am complaining right now about a sort of type of video that I actually help propagate, which makes me a total hypocrite. But also, I'm no more of a hypocrite than any of these people hating on these Spider-Man movies who went to go pay and see them, huh? And if you pirated these movies, by the way, gross. Go pay for your media, okay? Do you understand how hard these media companies work? No, but, like, legitimately. Well, no. Yeah. I actually don't have a problem with pirating. I don't know. The world is so full of grays, you know? So full of moral grays, where on one hand, like, I am so sick of the Spider-Man 2 and the Amazing Spider-Man criticism because, like, honestly, the movies are just kind of fun. I don't know what to tell you. The second one is, like, a bunch of the production aspects, especially the music, is, like, the music in particular is atrocious, but a lot of the effects are really good. Andrew Garfield's super fun. Emma Stone's super fun. Whatever Dane DeHaan is doing is really cool. Jamie Foxx, I mean, when he actually becomes Electro, acts just like he does in every other movie. And no one ever complained about him in any other movie until he went to be Electro in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and now everyone's like, oh, Jamie Foxx isn't performing well. It's like, well, you know, for the first half of the movie, he's got to be this, like, really weird nerd-type character, which he's terrible at. And then in the second half of the movie, he's just doing his regular Jamie Foxx thing. And, you know, then they're like, oh, but Electro's motivations don't make any sense. When have they ever? I don't know. I've never picked up a Spider-Man comic where whatever Electro is doing has made any lick of sense. And we're all acting like, oh no! Electro's motivations don't make sense. Like, oh no, that means he's comic book accurate. Alright? And, you know, the other thing, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was, like, setting up the Sinister Six, which would have been really cool to see. It was setting up Alistair Smythe, you know, who makes all the Spider Slayers and stuff. They at that point they had like a working Green Goblin. All right, well I guess that's the end of the video. So, peace out. I hope you enjoyed the ramble today. Let me know if you want to talk about these movies more in depth. I know this was very loose. So maybe I'll do a rewatch and talk about it more specifically. But hey, everyone, have a good day. Live your life. Live your life. Unheeded and unwarned. Don't warn anybody about anything. Especially don't warn me that you're gonna like and subscribe. But then definitely like and subscribe.